A few months ago I did a review of the Dr. Z Nova, and at the end of that video I said I was thinking about selling my Marshall Studio JTM combo to try a Dr. Z Z28 MKII combo. Well, I did just that, but the question is, was it worth it? I recorded all the guitars that you just heard except for the bass to the Z28. There are some effects added here and there. All guitars have a bit of light spring reverb, the rhythm guitar has a bit of tremolo, the lead guitar is going through a fuzz, and the solo guitars are going through a bluesbreaker style overdrive while adding a chorus for a brief part. And that wasn't even recorded at high volume. I did it while my kid was asleep upstairs, and while I didn't play super quiet, I definitely did not play super loud. The amp has a great post-phase inverter master volume to make that happen. Let me show you. Oh, hello down there. You're currently hearing my voice through the vocal microphone, and I will let you hear the guitar through the vocal microphone so you get an idea of how loud it actually is in the room. That's all amp, just a bit of reverb from my Line 6 HX effects. And I will switch to the microphones in front of the cab now so you get an idea of how it sounds at this volume. You can still hear the difference in the recording. With the master volume set lower, the overdrive becomes a bit grittier and gnarlier, and when you turn up the master volume it gets fuller and smoother, and that's always a thing with this kind of master volume, but I think it works really well with this amp. You don't notice it as much in the room, and it even sounds good set very low. Now the title of this video is going to suggest that you can do almost everything you need with this amp, so I'm going from soft to hard in this video, maybe even harder than I usually do. So let's start off unusually soft and do something I saw someone else doing with this amp on YouTube, and that's plugging in an acoustic. That was one of those new and affordable Gretsch Jim Dandy guitars with that weird pickup in the sound hole, and it was plugged straight into the amp, and honestly, I would have no problem using that sound for something in a recording. If you heard a high-pitched ringing sound, that was probably one of the tubes rattling. It's something that can be a downside of using a combo amp, and ironically, the Studio JTM that I sold to get this amp did exactly the same. I'm still trying to fix it. But playing an acoustic guitar through this amp is probably not the main reason you might be considering to buy this amp. Maybe you'll be fine with playing some cowboy chords at the edge of breakup. There are two takeaways from that last clip. First of all, the drive from the amp was close to its limit, so if you need more overdrive than that, you either have to crank the EQ or use a pedal. But the second one is that it actually takes pedals really well. So let's get a bit dirtier step by step by adding some gain pedals. No matter what guitar or effects I throw at it, it takes it without any doubts, and usually this would be the point in the video where one would say, well, it's not a metal amp, and of course I'm not a metal player, but it takes everything so well, I might push it just a little further this time. might get the idea that the amp started to struggle a bit with the lower notes, but I think it's down to the fact that I pushed the gain on my Timmy to 3 o'clock. So let's switch to an OCD style pedal and get even heavier and lower and see how far we can push it. I think that worked a lot better, and if I would still be playing that kind of music these days, I would have no problem using this amp. How much that extends to metal I cannot tell you, I really don't know, because like I said, I'm not a metal guy. All I know is that I've never gone this far in a video, starting off playing in acoustic and ending playing in drop tuning. This amp can cover a lot of ground, so much so that I had a hard time making this video. When I reviewed the Z-Rec Junior and the Nova, both amps have a distinct character that draws out a specific style of playing from me. And that's not to say that the Z28 is devoid of character, but it's a bit more different than what I usually play. It plays so well with so many different things that there's no preconceived notion of what I should do with this amp. What makes it easier are these simple controls. You have a volume to set the amount of gain, treble and bass knobs that add gain past noon, and a master volume. The amp has some low end, but it's not as woolly as a JTM, but also not as tight as a Z-Rec. But the world of guitar playing is a lot easier if you're not trying to make a video for YouTube. The best part of this video, in my opinion, was the most fun I've had with this amp, and that's making the intro song. At the end of the day, these things are to make music with, and this amp can make music with the best of them. For me, this is going to be the grab and go amp I can do anything with. It will be the amp I will take to gigs where I can't or don't want to bring a bigger amp. I can use it in the studio, in my living room. I can throw any guitar or pedal at it. I don't need an attenuator or use patch cables or mess with too many controls. I can just make music with it. So that's what I'll do now, just make music with this amp. And if that's what you're looking for, you'll be happy with the Z28. Dr. Z always makes great stuff, and this amp is no exception. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and while you're down there, please like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you next time.